Hi everyone, my name's Mark and this is my new Chinese digger. I just purchased this about 2 weeks. I've had it for 2 weeks now and I've been using it. As you can see, it's got a few battle scars, a bit dirty. I just wanted to do a review for people that are thinking about buying one of these, because when I was looking, there was a few YouTube videos from America that kind of put it through its paces, which was fine, but we're kind of slightly different here. I'll tell you the basic price of this delivered to my door from a company in the north of England, around Darlington area. I paid just under 4.5 grand for this to be delivered, and that included VAT. So I kind of thought it was not too bad for what it was. But yeah, I needed a mini digger to do some of this landscaping and all this other stuff I've got around here. I'm getting too old to do this stuff, so I needed some help. And I thought this might be a good option. I did look for a second-hand digger, a JCB, Bobcat, some of the other makes and models. And I'm not really a mechanical person, if I'm honest. You know, as you can see from my videos, I'm more of a builder kind of person. So I was a bit concerned that if this started to break down, I mean a second-hand one started to break down, it'll annoy me. So I thought, buying new, you know, the parts are all new, the chances are it would at least last out what I needed to do for it. So my plan is to kind of save on hire costs, and also having it for the convenience of when I needed it I could use it, and not having to pick up the phone, order a hire digger and then wait, and then if not, sometimes they didn't even have any, which was quite frustrating. So it's the convenience as much as it is the cost, but let's see how it goes. I could probably do a review after a year just to show everyone how it's getting on, how it's fared up to all the work I'm doing, and then once I've finished with it I might possibly sell it on and try and get some of my money back. But I'll give you a bit of an overview of what I've bought, what it's like if you're thinking about it. This model is, well, it's JPC, which as you can guess is maybe close to another well-known brand, and the model number is HT12, which these classed as a ton to a ton and a half weight digger. She's pretty powerful, if I'm honest. You know, she's got a powerful motor, even though some people are not impressed with them in there. I think someone said to me this has got like a lawnmower engine in it. I don't know, again, I'm not really mechanical minded. Yeah, so I was pretty happy with what I've got. The only issue I did have after even a few days is the thing broke down, which was a bit frustrating. And what it was, and I don't know why, it kind of rattles a bit, and it rattled the diesel tank loose, and it split the mountings, and the more it rattled, the more the diesel come out, which made the tank slippier, and then it moved more. So I had to kind of resolve that issue before I could use it. So that was a bit of annoying. I've done a temporary repair, as you can see. I'll show you. I'll do a walk around and I'll show you. But yeah, that was one of my major problems. There was another problem with it, just so people know, is these tracks. They can pop off. I don't know if this is a normal thing, but I mean, obviously I was putting it through its paces and I was working in mud and all sorts, and I kept pulling the tracks off, and then there's an adjustment down the bottom, so you have to winch it back, put the tracks on, and then obviously tighten it back up again, which is a bit of a headache. I mean, that's another thing about these. When you're looking, these probably partly why they kind of rattle or make a lot of noises. All the panels seem to be bolted on, which is good because you can access places, because the engine's inside there, all the gubbins, so if you need to get there, you obviously have to take some panels off to fix, repair or maintain some of the parts. So yeah, so invest in a good set of spanners or socket set, because if you've got one of these you're going to be doing some maintenance with it, so taking panels off, which already I did. The bucket's pretty decent, you know, it seems pretty good, it's holding up. The teeth move a little bit, so you have to tighten it because it's got nuts and bolts. It's got some extra ability to have some attachments, like you can get a tooth, I think you can install an auger bit, a breaker, and it's got some extra some lines to attach that, which is a good little feature on it for the hydraulics. So you obviously attach your auger bit and then you use this bit, and then it's got a lever for it for here. Other than that, yeah, that's the access to the engine underneath, and obviously where you fill up for diesel, which is okay. This, again, you know, all of it kind of adds to the noise, I guess. This kind of moves around a bit. It's not fixed particularly well, but you know, I think all in all, when you put it all together, you know, this does what I need it to do. You know, it's pretty powerful, and for the cost, when you look at buying brand new sort of well-known brands like JCB or a Bobcat or some of the other ones out there, you know, you're talking mega money that I couldn't afford. I don't know, what, 15,000 and upwards? I mean, you probably know more than me how much they cost. So when you think about this, this is kind of just below second-hand, decent make second-hand costs, because second-hand I were looking at was 6, 7, even 8,000 pounds. So this seemed like a good decision at the time. Hopefully I won't eat my words and regret it, but I'll do a bit of a walk around and sort of show you sort of more of what it looks like. So if you're thinking about buying it, you'll have a good idea. Right, so there's the tracks in there. They're pretty decent. You know, they're obviously rubber, but they've got like a metal inlay, so which obviously has the strength in them. You've got the front blade, which is pretty decent, you know, and the hydraulics that move it. You go up to the main arm, and as you can see, the metal's fairly thick. The joints are well welded. There's the nipple access. I don't know what you call them, but yeah, these are nipples that obviously you pour grease into them to grease the joints, obviously to stop them wearing out. I watched a video and they said to replace these with an easier one, which I'm going to do, because my grease gun doesn't actually fit it, because this is a pin that goes in. You go down. The hydraulics are not too bad, but again, someone said they're jerky, and they're kind of right. This thing does jump around a bit, but the more you get used to it, the better it'll be. Bucket, as I said, is pretty decent. As you can see, it's got bolts, so sometimes, you know, that you have to tighten the bolts. Yeah, it's all bolted together, this one, so I don't know what the other ones are different. You go up to the arm, as you can see. Controls are pretty, you know, basic but straightforward. It's, you know, it's all what you need. And then we'll go into the engine bay. And there you go, there's the engine. There's that diesel tank problem I had. Basically, there was a piece of metal, it was quite flimsy, broke off when it was shaking. So I had to install this to stop it moving. But it also split these rubbers, which I need to replace. And then there's something funny about this diesel cap. It didn't have a seal on it, so it was shaking out some of the diesel, which made it worse and more slippery. But that's the engine itself. I think as engines go, they're fairly simple things. Again, access is a bit sort of funny, because the dipstick and that down there, I don't know if you can see, this sort of orange cap in there to check the oil, and there's two places to check the oil. So you have to take this off, or take a panel off, which is a bit of a pain. Underneath, as you can see, there's all the gubbins underneath. On this, they've got like an emergency stop or emergency cut off here, and then there's the hydraulic fluids, which shows you a level there. That's the other funny thing, is it doesn't give you any gauge to know how much diesel's left, which is another interesting point. But there she is overall. So that's my diesel mini digger. Just a bit of an overview if you're thinking of buying one. You know, she's pretty decent. You know, seems fairly well made. You know, they've used quite thick steel. Yeah, most of the panels are bolted, so it makes it a little bit noisy, but if you're okay with that, you know, it's going to do the job for you. And I think for the cost, yeah, it'll be all right. So yeah, thumbs up for me. So that's a bit of an overview of what I've bought, my little mini Chinese digger. If you've got any questions or anything you want to ask me about any details of it, if I can help, I will try and sort of answer these questions. Don't be too technical, especially with the engine, because I haven't got a clue. But again, just shut this down. You know, there's some good and there's some bad points with everything, I suppose, in life. The good things is, I think the cost is fairly reasonable, and hopefully I can recoup some of it back. The downside is it's noisy, so I would say invest in a pair of these. And if you're working closely with other people like neighbours and stuff, then I suppose you have to be careful. It's noisy, but obviously acceptable noisy, I think, you know. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much the basis of it. It does what it says, you know, it digs. It seems to be pretty powerful, you know, for what it is. Hopefully it's a good little workhorse. It's going to need some maintenance, and obviously it's going to need some repair over time, obviously depending on how hard you put it through its paces. But I think so far, overall, I'm happy, even though, like I said, there was an issue with the tank. What else was there? The tracks, yeah, bit of annoying, but I suppose I have to be a bit more careful when I'm twisting and stuff like that. A bigger bucket would be nice, I guess, maybe, and yeah, if I could afford it, some attachment, especially the auger bit, because I'm doing a bit of fencing, so that would be handy. But again, you know, you're having to spend more money, so we'll see how we go. But anything else, any other questions you want to ask about it, if you're thinking of getting one or you're having some problems, I'll try and help the best I can. But thanks for watching my video, my review, yeah, and I'll see you on the next one. Stick around, keep watching, because I've got an overview of me putting it through its paces, a little bit of a video montage of, probably give you an idea of the noise as well it makes, and then me doing a bit of digging. But please smash the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, because it helps me put up more videos, and hopefully more updates. You'll see what I'm getting up to. But thanks for watching, see you on the next video. My name's Mark, and I've got a mini digger. Right, I'm going to take it for a little bit of a test run. Here, must. You can hear how noisy it is. Throttle.
Admit I already do. Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced. And I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. No, oh, oh, oh. And I ain't never gonna stop. Come on. Listen to me. I've tried so many times to tell you this is as good as I can be. break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your finger is misplaced.